On this episode, who are you talking to? Hey everybody, this is the Quarter Show, and we're going to be talking about the target public. Who are you talking to when you're speaking, when you're communicating, when you're writing email copy? Who are you talking to? You know, and you look at a lot of companies, you go to their website, and I don't know, frankly. It's just broad. It's just, hey, here's who we are, here's why we're great, here's our history, here's who we've done business with or how long we've been around or whatever, right? And there's this element of like huge generality, huge just like general communication out into the world, speaking from the company outward, right? And we're all proud of our companies, we're all proud of who we are, we're all proud of what we do, granted. But the prospect doesn't give a damn. Right? The prospect cares about the prospect. The prospect's like, look, I came to this website or I went to this video because I have this problem or pain point or need or thing that I'm trying to get handled, right? And that's all I care about. I'm like in 15 seconds, is this relevant to me? Is this related to me? Is this something I can do something with? Do I need to explore this further or do I need to bounce?
That's a super important point. 15 seconds, even less.
Yeah.
Like if you go to your website and you find, just take that for example, and you find even a few words that you're like, this isn't relevant to your prospect, get them off the website. Don't have your prospect read them. It's their experience. It's their experience of you.
Yeah. Yeah, because you have needs. Like, you're really selfish, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that it sounds funny to say that, but you're really selfish in that when you read the book, you read the reviews, and you're like, is this related to the problem I'm trying to solve?
Yeah.
Let me see here. And like, oh yeah, this resonates with me. This resonates with a problem. You know what? I'm going to buy this book. And it's not because you're like, I love this or I love that or I love the company. It's literally like, how is this tailored to me? And that's why people are buying, right? That's why they're engaged or getting engaged in there in the first place. And so you have to...
Oh, Robert also loves Pekingese dogs and he loves to bake chocolate cake. Like,
yeah, like they don't care. They're trying to get this because they want to find out what works. What works. They want to know what works. www. But... it's so true, and I come across, we deal with writing so much. I love writing. We have a team of copywriters here, and I think about writing a lot. I think about when I read writing and I read communication, or I see a video, or I see copy on a website, or I see an email message, I think, who are you talking to? Have you taken the time to paint a picture in your head of the person that's receiving it and really got in their head and honed in there and written from that viewpoint? Like, are you speaking to them, or are you just trying to sell something and you're just trying to hawk something? You're saying, blah, right here, sell, like, this is all the reasons and benefits of why we're amazing, and jam, put it down their throat, or do you really take the time to say, you know what, who is this person? Who are they? What is their problem? What is their pain point, need, want, motivation? And what do I say? How do I tailor my communication to them in a way that will absolutely hit them between the eyes and absolutely resonate with them and it absolutely cause some level of action? And if you're not doing that, then I would wager that your messaging, your copy, your assets are off or poor or useless. And so you have to really obsess over that and think, who are they and how can I really communicate to them? Not just broadly, but to John Peterson at XYZ company who has XYZ problem.
Yeah, and I know this is kind of not exactly the line we're talking about, but like, there's a couple new sales folks here, and they're awesome. I'm bringing them along, and we're having to shed some previous habits just in terms of communication.
Yeah.
And it's not to nitpick on little words, but when I hear a salesperson say to a prospect, so Fred, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, like,
let me tell you the truth about this. It's like,
why would they not? Are they not being truthful before that point?
Yeah, what are you
Why are you
talking
saying?
about?
Why are you saying?
Like, so it's things like that where you go salesy, or you try to jam something down somebody's throat and you're not genuine, or you try to give an overview of you. Let me tell you how awesome we are and how awesome I am. It's all these things that nobody cares about, or it's not said, or it's not the right type of communication, where you just got to be genuine. You got to address the prospect, because if you're not in the game to help, then give genuine help, then you may as well not be in business.
Listen intently to what they say. Survey your customers if needed. Listen.
But don't, please God, sorry Robert, don't tell them on your website, we listen with passion. And we, please don't say that.
Yeah.
Please don't say that we listen to our. Wait, no, you better listen. It's a default statement.
You have to listen, but you have to intently put yourself in their shoes. Really put yourself in their shoes and really think, you are them. What do you want to receive? Beat your communication up and keep looking at your communication and think, what does it need to say? Like, if you are them and you're receiving it, even every time I leave a voicemail, I leave a voicemail for myself. So when I leave a voicemail, I'm leaving a voicemail for me, as if I was the prospect listening in and putting myself entirely in their shoes. And I think on the receiving end, how is that communicated? And then I'm obviously tailoring it to them. It's not for me for what I want to say. It's what I know that they need to hear and what they need to hear and what's tailored to them. And so with every voicemail or every written copy or every video or every website you create, you really have to obsess over who are you speaking to and what do you need to say to them. And these things will dramatically change the sales game in terms of assets and effectiveness, because you're looking at your video. I mean, nowadays we live in a world where it's like you got social, you have internet, you have all these different things, and you're constantly having to put out assets. You have phone and regular sales things, but all of your communication that you put out there across social, video, YouTube, you name it, all these assets that support sales, for sales enablement, for driving sales and supporting the sales team, they've got to be bang on, and they have to like get attention in the universe of all the noise and commotion that's happening. Look, the internet's a big place. It's an ocean. It's an ocean of content, and in order to get through it, you have to rely on incredible communication, which means the communication has to just penetrate. You got to get right to that prospect, and it's got to be the right person. If you're one of those companies and you're speaking generalities, just general, broad, like you're speaking through a megaphone, walking down the street. I mean, imagine how the people would look at you like you're nuts, right? You're walking down the street with a megaphone. It's like,
Richter is the best.
Richter is so amazing. It's like, okay, but go right up to the right person and you communicate and have a nice dialogue with them, totally tailored to them, and they're going to go right into communication. So that's really interesting. We actually have a need about that. Yeah, it's what a coincidence. Wow, your timing's impeccable. This is really interesting. I like it. Let's talk more, right? And I think a lot of sales miss strictly because nobody really knows who you're talking to. Nobody, it's like walking in a room and you're just talking out loud. You're not actually talking to someone. You're just talking broadly.
Yeah, and when you get into stuff like, and not to beat up certain aspects of marketing, but when you get into buzzwords like we listen and blah, 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 and we have passion, if you write correctly and the right target audience, your target audience is reading correctly written communication, they'll already know those things.
Yeah, they know passion comes along.
They'll know that you're passionate, and they know that you're listening to them because you're saying something to them.
You don't have to state that you listen. You don't have to state that you're passionate.
Yeah.
Those are action things that you do.
Yeah, we're not ring a bell and then I salivate. That's not what people are. So when you use those terms, there's a bit of a falsity to it, because if you simply communicated to the target audience, they'd already know all this stuff, and you don't have to ring the bells and make them think things.
Yeah, you just need to be passionate and show passion.
Yeah, exactly.
When
people have a phone call with me, they know I'm passionate about Richter. If nothing else, they know. I don't have to tell them that I'm listening to them and that I'm passionate about what I do.
You just write all these keywords, these buzzwords, just excellence, passion, listen, high listener. Those are things you have to show.
You demonstrate.
And you have to demonstrate them. But the thing that counts, the thing that truly matters is who is the prospect, who is the person that's there, what are they dealing with, what is their problem and pain point. They have frustrations, that's why they're there. They're at your website because they're trying to solve something, or like, I have this thing and does this company handle it, right? Or they're reading your book, or they're going to your website, or they're watching a video. The second they click play on that video, why are they doing it? Why are they doing it? Think about it. They're not doing it because they have time to kill.
Right.
I think everybody's busy, but there's something happening that they are dealing with and they want to handle it. And if you miss the mark on the communication for that thing, then you're burning deals, you're wasting deals, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. So you got to really hone in on your communication. And we deal with a lot of video. We do with a lot of video projects. We don't like to call it video. We do strategy, communication strategies. But the thing is that anybody can create a video. That's not what we do. We're looking at how do you have killer strategy or killer communication. It's really about what goes inside of the medium of video, right? You have the video platform. It's really about what goes inside that communication, that content, and how well you do that. That dictates the ROI. And so we obsess on that. We don't care about this is the platform that you deliver it. Like anybody can do that, right? And so there's an element of like obsessing over the communication that's inside of that delivers to a somebody, not just an everybody, but delivers to a somebody that makes the impact. So work on that. Work on always ask yourself, who am I speaking to? Who am I talking to? And hone in further there, and you're gonna get a better response. You're gonna get a better feedback on it, and it's gonna work. It's gonna be more effective overall. Okay, we'll have more shows coming at you soon here. We're actually backlogged. We were out at the sales summit all last week, and Ben was traveling for a little bit there, so I was the lone gun, and doing a couple shows. So we have some more. We just posted 3 more yesterday, I think it was. We did one with Spencer Barnes yesterday, which was awesome. If you haven't checked that out, go check it out. That was talking about art and design and using aesthetics. Check that show out. And of course, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We'll have more coming at you. We're going to be doing a bunch this week. And follow us on Twitter right there at The Quarter Show. Yeah, I believe it's at The Quarter Show, and hashtag The Quarter.
We're back.
All right.